This meeting of the Westport Historical Commission is now open. Voting members present: Caroline Bolter, Timothy Bryant, William Kendall, Garrett Stuck, Deborah Chiolfi, Ward Mooney, and Katrina Strozik. First item of business is the minutes of the meeting of March 3rd, which have been distributed to you. Deborah and I have already gone through and given our comments, so.
Should we mention the continuance as one of the attachments, or?
You could mention that.
Okay.
Right, so there's one item missing from the list of attachments, which is a continuation that was received after the February 3rd meeting and should have been on the March meeting.
On 1954 Main
Yes.
Road, which was a CA application, and we continued it to March 3rd, so the continuance is part of the attachment. So I'll make that adjustment.
Okay.
I'm having trouble hearing you. If I'm having trouble.
Caroline's having
Can you hear
trouble.
me? Okay, so we had a continuance on that
Yeah, I
application. So
But I'm just
forgot,
pointing out that
Okay,
I forgot to
Thank
put in
you.
the attachments.
Yeah.
I'll add it to the attachments.
we will speak
Sorry
up.
about that.
Any other comments? Do I hear a motion?
I move that we so approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Passes unanimously. Okay, next item is the treasurer's report. I am the treasurer. And so our account balances as of April 3rd, 2025, general expense account $660. Town farm expense account $950. That's after a charge to remove some squirrels from the building back in January, I think. Trust funds, the WHC Trust Fund has $19,673. The Town Farm Trust Fund has $28,880. And the Wolf Pit School Trust has $8,451. Do I hear a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
Motion to approve.
Moved by Ward, seconded by Bill. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. And I sent you a copy of this by email. Okay, next item is applications for certificate of appropriateness. First, 2048 Main Road, Dorothy Paul, application to raise an outbuilding. You could come here, or maybe the podium is better.
Podium. There's a mic on the podium.
Yeah.
Good evening. I'm Dorothy Paul, 2048 Main Road. The reason for this application is we have got to raise our boat shed. It floods consistently. It's even starting to flood now just on high tides when it's not storming. So we have gone through conservation, and we're just about done with our Chapter 91 revision license to raise the wall 2 feet, our seawall, and we will be bringing up the grade as well. And our plan is to simply move the shed up so the appearance is actually not going to change other than be higher vis-a-vis the neighboring fences. And neither of my neighbors have expressed any concern on it. So there really isn't going to be, it sits on piers now. It will be sills sitting on piers, somewhat visible, but not more visible because the grade's coming up the same. And hopefully will sit better because they're not, some of them are not exactly bearing weight at the moment. Not the ones you can see, by the way, it's the ones under the structure. This is my son, Philip Tunn, so he's more involved in the design of what we're going to be doing.
Okay, so just to be clear, it won't, I mean, relative to the grade, it won't look any different.
It's not going to look any different. The only difference...
Everything, including the grade, will just...
Yeah, because the wall itself is going to be higher, the grade is going to be higher, so the perspective from the water, and really pretty much from the land, is going to be the same, just higher and hopefully not flooding at all or often.
Do we have pictures?
We do, here. Use these. I've sent these around in case you see them in the email. Dorothy, right now, it looks like it's right at grade, so is that, when you lift it, is there gonna be a wall around the
No,
beams
because the
or-
grade's going up. That's,
Okay, 'cause
that,
it looks like it's right on the ground.
it is in part because it was raised a number of years ago when the septic was done. We are in Title V compliance, and Len Potter did that work then, and I wish we'd gone up higher, but didn't have the crystal ball. So the front of the shed is actually, there's steps going in, and it's almost in a hill, and there's wood touching dirt there, so we kind of will have to get better airflow there, but in the back, it's above grade just a little bit. And it's
When you say the back is
when I
facing-
say the back, the water side.
The water side.
Because I'm thinking from my house and I
Right, right.
look towards water. It's in the backyard. Does that
Okay.
answer you?
So there,
It's not a garage.
So boat shed.
It's not a garage. You, maybe if you had a Model T, you could get in there, but you'd have a tough time getting a car in there now.
Okay.
And it actually, family lore anyway has that it came down, I think, the 38 hurricane down the river. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
so
somewhere.
I'd like to open a public hearing on this matter. So this is formally the part of the meeting where the public is invited to comment. And let me start by reading a letter from an abutter, from Lynn Carter. Dear Historical Commission, I'm a longtime abutter of Dorothy Paul. We have owned a house across the street since my parents bought it around 1955. I support her request to raise the boat shed. The backyard where the shed is located often floods during especially high tides and in all manner of storms. The water level can easily rise high enough to flood the shed as it stands now. Raising the shed would not be noticed from any distance away. It would not materially affect the view of the point from the bridge, as other buildings on the point previously approved by the Historical Commission certainly do. Sincerely, Lynn Carter II. Other comments from the public? Okay, there being none, I hereby close the public hearing. Discussion by the commissioners?
Any questions?
No, I have no questions.
Looks good to me.
Motion to approve?
There's a motion to approve,
I second.
seconded by Deborah. Let's do a voice vote. All in favor? Starting with
Aye.
Katrina?
Oh, you want
Oh,
to
sorry.
roll call?
I meant a roll call vote.
Roll
Yeah,
call.
sorry.
Katrina Sturzik, aye.
Ward Mooney, aye.
Deborah Chialfi, aye.
Garrett Stuck, aye.
William Kendall, aye.
Timothy Bryant, aye.
Caroline Bolger, aye.
Okay, you're approved.
Thank you. There'll be somebody, I'm sorry, I forgot what you call the person that comes and checks.
A monitor?
Monitor.
Thank
Monitors,
you.
yes, yes.
You have to sign monitors and sign off on the plans too.
Who would like to be a monitor?
I'll be a monitor.
Okay, Deborah?
I'll be monitor.
Be one with you.
Caroline.
Oh,
Caroline?
okay.
Great.
Okay. And so, so you just need to let them know when the work starts.
Very well, very well. We don't have a definite start date. Soon, I hope.
Yeah.
Not yet.
So why don't we use one of these copies and we'll sign off on them?
Okay.
Okay. So Dorothy, I'll issue the certificate this week and there'll be a copy at the building department and I'll send you one. as
Very
well.
good. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, next item.
Leon, just sign this?
Yeah. Next item, 1967 Main Road, Dennis Robb, replace gutter. This matter was continued from an earlier meeting indefinitely, and so new notice was sent for this meeting.
My pen's running out.
I'll get you know.
Dennis? I think that's best for everybody to hear.
Do you need a printed one? Okay, let me see what I've got in my file. I know I've got it on my computer. Oh, yeah. We're gonna bring it to cut sheets of them for us.
Great. Okay,
Here we
yeah,
go.
please.
This is John Cottrell,
Good evening.
person in charge of doing the work.
Okay, great.
Woo-hoo.
So we're wanting to remove and replace the rotted gutters, all the wooden gutters, and replace them with fiberglass. And then to have downspouts that are aluminum.
Well, we,
And all the rotted, and to repair all the rotted wood that's around the gutters as well.
So the gutters are gonna be aluminum, not fiberglass? They're aluminum, the new gutters?
Right now, the house has a mix of wood and aluminum for the gutters. And they have a corrugated 2x3 aluminum downspout. Gutters carry the water off the roof, downspouts carry the water out of the gutters. There is one area in the back that has aluminum now for a gutter. Looks like a later addition to the house. But the house currently, due to the wooden gutters, due to the age of the wooden gutters, and due to how they were installed, which is a split fascia gutter system attached to rafter tails with small soffits underneath. Propensity is that the lead outlets deteriorate, the end grain of the wood absorbs it, it rolls into the house instead of out of the house the way it's designed, and that's just a maintenance type issue. Our proposal to Dennis is to completely remove all the gutters, completely remove all of the fascia, install new, solid, pre-primed wood fascia with fiberglass gutter and 3-inch round downspout, which is aluminum.
do you have cut sheets for the gutter profile?
Yes, I brought a section of the gutter here with me,
Okay, great.
just to show you, if you've had an opportunity at all to ever look at a wooden gutter, you'll know that this trough size is double the size of a wooden trough, with all the strength, better than wood. It's fiberglass, and we can shape it, miter it, do any kind of angle on it we want. Dennis's home has what's known as a double return. The trade, we call them pigeon breeders. Maybe you've seen birds hanging out in those little shells. So we're gonna bring the gutter all the way around, and it will go down the full length of the fascia and then do its returns to mirror what Dennis has on his house now.
So it will be returned, it'll come along the fascia, go under the rake board, and this detail here is where it's going to be mitered there as well.
Correct, that will return back into the house.
Right, okay.
And we do have several projects that have been approved here in Westport with the same system. I know there's quite a few right in that area of Main Road. But this is if anyone wants to grab a hold.
Yeah. Proofs of what was before.
And that just happens to be the profile on Dennis's house. There are other profiles that they do make. Part of the beauty of this product is it can be made to replicate any kind of gutter that's out there. So if we have a project, say they want to do an historic home up in Boston, it can be made to meet the exact profile of what's there. I know they did, I forget the house, it's in just south of Boston, but it was John Adams. When they redid his house, they used a formed fiber glass gutter to meet exact for the federal historic standards, so.
Interesting. Was that a custom gutter?
It was.
Custom shape?
We just replaced, over at the Linden Place in Bristol. They had half-round wooden gutters we had to replace. So we made them out of fiberglass, we did the entire project. They had 3 styles of gutter, they had to keep the style but it had to be, we had to do it in fiberglass because metal was not allowed in wood.
Mm.
Just wouldn't, be sufficient.
Okay.
And do you know who makes that?
Sorry?
Who makes that?
This is made by Fiber Gutter, the company.
Fiber gutter?
Fiber Gutter.
That's a nice profile.
They do a great job, and you can get it with a molding, I mean, depending on what you have.
Are the downspouts round or corrugated or
Round,
Round.
smooth.
smooth?
3-inch round smooth.
Thank you.
These are the details that we've been looking for. We've approved fiberglass gutters before, but we're always very concerned about the returns, especially on federal houses and Greek revival houses. So I think what you presented here is perfect for the historic district.
Absolutely.
And the round gutters. These are all the things that we have requested.
No, it certainly fits the bill. It replaces wood in a better manner in that it has a larger capacity. Of late in the last 10 years, the rain has been very overwhelming, inundating a lot of the older systems. So it keeps water off the building, rotting it from the bottom up and the top down. So it's worked well for us.
Okay, let's open a public hearing. Any comments from the public? Hearing none, I close the public hearing. Discussion by the commissioners.
I have one question. You said you were using a treated wood fascia board.
I am.
Why wouldn't you use the PVC?
PVC expands and contracts a little more than I care for. I'm also, I'm a snob when it comes to PVC as far as trim boards. I'm a wood guy, that's where I'm from. This is kind of an anomaly for me, but I believe in this fiberglass product. I also believe in this product which is called New Zealand Solid Gold. It's it's a genetically engineered wood product. And it is grown to be insect resistant. And it's solid. I keep stressing the word solid because I don't believe in finger jointed or laminated trim. It falls apart. Look at your back door. They got installed primed and now it's all popped and falling apart. And if it's not your back door, it's your neighbor's. It's just a propensity, oh, we've got this great product, and I fully understand we're trying to be thrifty with what wood we have available, but this is specifically grown and engineered for this type of use. There's literally no expansion and contraction. It takes paint, and it will be on there long after we're gone.
Is this Akoya? Akoya? Is it?
No, it's a fir product. It's a pine fir product. It's fast growing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been on the market for over 10 years now. It's a well-proven product. We use it in all of these applications. The PVC boards, the AZACs, and they've got all different kinds of name in it, closed cell. It's just, it moves too much. And when we're putting that onto a house with this, which is stable, you're gonna have potential issues. I found that the projects we have had approved here in Westport, we do use the New Zealand Solid Gold product. I buy it right at Humphreys. I believe in the product and it does the job.
Is that product, the solid wood, I'm familiar with the product, but that is radiata pine, right? That's been treated. The radiata pine that's got the bad reputation for rotting.
Are you talking about pressure treated?
Oh, no. The trim boards, or what you buy at Home Depot, they call pine, is radiata pine, which they grow in New Zealand. And if you use that wood, that you think it's pine, and you put that on the exterior of a house, and any water that penetrates it, the fungus gets in, rots it right out.
I have never experienced that. I don't know if this Home Depot product is the same product.
No, it isn't. It's just unprimed pine that you would use for trim inside the house or outside. And people aren't aware of that. And so they buy that thinking they can use it on the outside, and it rots right out. They use it on corner boards, and it's really bad stuff. So it's, but I think what, and this has grown, your wood has grown, that solid gold is grown in New Zealand as well. That's why I've asked the question.
It is. I can't talk much about the company. I don't know a lot about the company. I just know that the success we've had, the warranties that come with it, the fact that it's grown to be insect resilient, and it's solid, and it's pre-primed. So it gives us, it's back primed, edge primed, so it's 4S primed. We put a finish coat on it. You won't have to touch it for 15 years.
And Akoya is treated with, somehow they've taken the wood and modified the wood chemically by pressure treating or some elaborate process. Humphreys also has that. I haven't seen a piece of it yet, but
This
I'm
may
gonna try to
be
get a
this may
sample.
be the same thing, just with a trade name.
No, it's not the same.
It's not
thing.
chemically treated. This
It's
is
not chemically
this is-
treated.
genetically engineered
Hmm.
to be insect resistant.
But it's an all wood product, it's just engineered to have these two different kinds of wood as a composite? Is that, or is it actually sawn?
Yes, it is actually sawn. It's a tree. They just,
Because I thought you said there were two
GMO
kinds of
tree.
wood, that they were.
there was a question on the AZAC or the PVC, I call it plastic wood. And, I mean, as a carpenter who had to run a business, my start was in all these old farms and barns and wood siding and wood roofing and wood trim. And I've seen them come out with, oh, this is great finger jointed and this is great laminated, and then customer calls and it's popping apart because either the paint didn't hold or someone hit it and it started to rot. And I'm not about the plastic products. I'm not about vinyl. I'm not about PVC. I can see it a mile away. I think it looks cheap, and it's not something that I like to use. So when this New Zealand Gold came out, I was like, hey, this is great. Now that doesn't mean that I won't do one of those projects, but I will do my best to try to put someone in a natural finish versus a synthetic finish. And the point is not synthetic, from my standard.
Another reason I mentioned Akoya is that it came up here. We've been doing research into windows, restoration windows, windows that replicate exactly the windows that we have on the point.
True divided light, that type of sash.
Right, but they're making them out of Akoya because it's a stable wood and it holds paint very well, and it will never rot. And they have told us that this wood is remarkable. That's why I bring it up. We haven't seen any Akoya trim boards or anything here.
You know, I may have some of the carpenters that work on the crews use the product, but I don't have any knowledge of Akoya, what it does, how it's made. Most of what I do and what I spec is this New Zealand solid gold. But they are coming out with so much new stuff in wood. Wood is not based on any type of recycling of plastic or oil product. It is grown. More versatile, in my opinion.
Thank you, because that helps. I think that's very informative.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I'm just looking up solid gold on the internet, and it does talk about, so solid gold utilizes the patented TrueCore treatment process, resulting in 100% penetration. So it sounds like there is some treatment. I mean, I think we probably trust you in your judgment, and I'm glad that you're using a wood product instead of a plastic-based product. But we'll do a little research ourselves and find out what this product is, because people are always asking us for.
Yeah, they're always asking us for suggestions.
Yes, yeah. So,
I appreciate that.
yeah.
Motion to approve.
And second,
Okay, the motion has been made and seconded. Let's have a roll call vote.
Katrina.
So,
Katrina Strozak, aye.
Ward Mooney, aye.
Deborah Chialfi, aye.
Garrett Stuck, aye.
William Kendall, aye.
Timothy Bryant, aye.
Caroline Bolter, aye.
Your certificate is approved.
The ayes have it.
Thank you.
The ayes have it.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
we'll assign monitors, and then Dennis, you can call me when you're underway.
You'd like me to call you when this?
Yes, when it's
this
underway, so we can
Yeah,
monitor.
so we
Yep.
can monitor it, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Great. All right, who else
We'll
wants
be
to monitor?
scheduling
I'm
it
happy to
shortly.
monitor with you.
Okay, good. So Katrina and I will monitor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. There's something for us to sign?
We have the,
Oh,
designated
oh, this,
one.
you want to sign it? Okay, next item, applications for certificate of non-applicability. The first one, 1954 Main Road, that was the house that had a solar panel project that was approved at the last meeting. And they realized afterwards they needed a certificate to reshingle their garage roof. And that certificate was approved by the chair and the clerk using our authority. So next is 1913 Main Road, that should be Drift Road, sorry. 1913 Drift Road, Russell Baker, a new window and HVAC condenser. Is Russell Baker here?
I don't know.
I'm not sure he needs to be here.
But we could discuss it with them. Did he give
Yeah.
us enough materials, I think?
He did, he gave
I
us,
asked him for cut sheets to bring here, so he's not here to bring them. I don't know what he's
yeah,
installing.
well, I think, I mean, he sent a sketch.
Yep. But,
So I think the window is actually not visible from a public way.
yeah, exactly. It's,
And the other item was a condenser, location of an HVAC condenser, which I think.
here's what he submitted. It's got, oh, that's not the pictures. Look at that. Yeah, so that's where it is. It's pretty low.
That's where the condenser would be.
Okay, but what is
The
visible
window is
from
what
a
he
public
wants to
way?
replace, right?
There's a sketch.
That's where he wants this condenser to put.
I can pull it up.
I don't have any window information.
Isn't there a sketch of the property?
I'm sure there wasn't anything else attached.
Oh, God bless you.
Sorry.
Yeah, garage install location, let's see. Okay, so yeah, there was not a sketch. But this is on Drift Road. You can see Drift Road is down the hill.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so they had an extra window left from a renovation that came before us sometime within the last few
Yeah.
years.
Mhm.
And so they want to put that window in the gable of the garage, which I don't think is visible from Main Road. It's certainly not visible from Drift Road, probably not visible from Main Road.
Okay.
And then they're also going to put some HVAC in this unit. So I don't know if you can see it at that end. So Drift Road is down here.
Let's see. Yep.
I'm for it.
So this is a certificate for non-applicability.
That's right.
Exactly.
Okay, so we don't have to vote on it, you could just,
He says what it is. He wants to install, it's on the application, the no cut sheet, but it's a Pella Reserve window
The same that we've already
Same that
approved
we've already
for
approved.
the main house.
facing the rear of the property, not visible from any public way. and then the mini split installed in that location that we mentioned.
Right.
So the window is a window we've already approved, so I think we're okay with not seeing the cut sheet.
Well, if you can't see it,
Yeah, we
You
can't
can't
see,
see the
right.
window anyway.
And the mini splits,
they would be fine, I think, in that
I think it
location.
would be fine in that location too.
Yeah, it's not visible.
Any other comments? Okay, so, we don't have to vote, you and I can approve it, but
We can
as
approve
long
it.
as
We
we're
can
here,
vote
let's,
anyway,
yeah, as
sure.
long as we're here, let's vote. So, need a motion?
Motion to approve.
I second.
There we go. Roll call vote. Katrina?
Katrina Strozak, aye.
Ward Money, aye.
Deborah Chialfi, aye.
Garrett Stuck, aye.
William Kendall, aye.
Timothy Bryant, aye.
Caroline Boker, aye.
So this will be for a
Certificate.
certificate of non-applicability, and we'll just file it at the building department.
Right.
No monitors required.
No monitors required. Okay. So the next item is a preliminary review, although it sounds more informal than that because we've just been asked basically to discuss windows for a renovation of 23 Main Road. So, are you Dennis Hammond?
Here.
Dennis Hammond, okay. Yvette and Dennis Hammond. I did not, nope.
So those just show.
So,
I'm Dennis Hammond, Hammond. Sorry, I have a little frog on my throat. 2032 Main Road in Westport. And we'd like your approval to replace the windows in the home. We've gotten estimates from 3 companies. This company here, the Harvey Company, they're made, I believe, in Dartmouth. Seems to have the best pricing and describe the windows very well. And they have the exact same windows that we have on the house now. So we, this is my daughter, Melissa Hammond.
So is this a preliminary review, or is it, because no application has been filed, so
Right.
we can't approve anything until you have an application, you understand that?
Yes, yeah. Mhm.
So it's just to discuss whether you should go down this road?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
so what are the windows like in the house? Are they 2/2 or
They're exactly like that, yes, sir.
exactly like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
How old is this house?
1780.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the address again?
2032
Thank you.
Main Road.
Thank you.
A significant number of the windows were replaced during a renovation that took place in, I believe, 2005, 2006.
Mhm.
There was Shane Connors who owned the home.
Sharon Connors?
Oh, Sharon Connors,
Yeah.
sure. Uh-huh.
So when she and her husband moved in, they did a pretty extensive renovation. And of the 36 windows.
36 windows.
36
Hmm.
windows total. Yeah, so the majority of them were replaced then.
So, a house of that period would have could I see the picture of the house?
Sure.
Okay, so it's a
Sharon
cape.
Connors.
Oh, okay, so it's a cape with the added dormers on top. Okay,
It's the bigger image here.
yeah, yeah.
And is it which
No, it's-
windows is it that you'd be replacing?
We want to replace all of them if we can.
All 36? All 36?
Now,
I see.
if you notice, the windows that are on the point have divided lights, and they have 6/6 lights.
Yes. Mhm.
That would be the correct window to put in the house.
Okay.
What has been done there is not the correct window. because that window wasn't used in that period. That would be a Victorian window that has solid pane of glass.
So it was changed at some point.
Yes.
My guess is when the dormers were added, they changed the windows out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
How'd they get permission to do that?
You were.
well, it could have been, I don't know.
That was
Predated.
that was done before the commission, I'm sure. If that was Victorian or that style of window you see in 1880s type of house. So that's the question is, you're going to use the simulated divided lights, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the question then becomes, do you reverse history and put what was appropriate for it when it was a cape? Or was it that the history of the house with the dormers added? For instance, Hicks Farm, the windows were replaced with 6/6s. They should have been 12/12s. So someone replaced them, but they didn't put the right window units in. So it's a question.
The windows I can't see the detail of the actual framing of the window, but those may be the original, I think they are, from what I see here. These are the original window frames. So in that case, what the commission you would be replacing in those original frames, you wouldn't be taking those frames off and putting new windows in.
No.
You'd be putting windows inside those frames.
Yes.
And that would be an insert window.
Mm-hmm.
An insert window is not allowed in the district because it reduces the size of the glass. The Harvey window there is an insert window.
Right.
And so what you would be doing, what the right thing to do, and what we're going to recommend, is that you would be replacing the sash. Okay? This is a preliminary review,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
all these things are very important.
So I'm not sure, I'm not sure that was understood.
Well, somewhat, I'm not a cop.
Yeah, so,
Well, there are
so,
two pieces.
so please
This is
ask.
a sash, there's an upper sash and a lower sash.
Okay.
And so that's what you would be replacing, and the big frame around it that is made out of a piece of 2.5 inch by 2 inch wood is going to remain.
Okay.
It would be helpful to see what their insert is on an existing condition. So I understand what you're saying. I don't know, if possible, yeah, it would be helpful to see what that looks
Well,
like.
we have gone through this with Anderson Renewal. We've gone through it with the insert windows by Pella. We've had samples brought in.
I see.
It's not been something that, it's been actually a waste of time. They just add that much less glass
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that window.
Yeah, we were told that. We were aware that the window size would shrink.
Yeah, I know.
I think you said half an inch on each side?
Half an inch total.
Total, just half an inch.
And there's one other problem is that the thickness of the stiles and rails are different besides. So you have a meeting rail that is, about 2 inches thick, whereas in the district, the windows are very slight and they're actually around 1.5 inches thick, the width of it.
Right.
And so all these details are really important to that district, to have a harmony in the windows. So what you'll be looking into is a replacement of the sash. And there are people that do make just the sash alone. And they do make it with the insulated glass.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
Okay, well, that would be good. That's our main concern is to,
Right.
you
They
know,
even make it
prove
with the new insulated glass, which is the thermal glass,
Yes.
which is even better because that glass is only that thick. And it has the same R value as your Anderson glass. Anderson insulated glass is 3/4 of an inch thick. This is about a little over a quarter.
Do you have any names or
I do.
information?
I do. There's, well, Boston Sash.
Boston Sash?
Yeah, that's one company. You wanna- I wasn't prepared with my window
Your window
folder
list.
here today. But
Could you email that to us, that information? Or?
yeah, I can get it to, yeah. Right. Green Mountain window is probably your best choice. I'm not saying that Boston Sash is very good too, but they all have great reputations. There's a company in Stonington, Connecticut, and there's one in the Midwest that is making it out of the Akoya wood.
Yeah, I heard that was
Yeah.
interesting.
And also using that particular glass. So it makes it's a really good window.
Yeah.
And we have even gotten prices on it, and each of the window, it's about, well, it was $1,500 per window with the 2 sashes.
Little Harbour windows in Maine might be worth looking at too.
Yes. Any
Make
of these
a
companies that
really
make
nice
reproduction windows, all you have to do is go online
Okay.
and just put in historic reproduction windows.
Now,
These
how about
companies-
the rest of the house? I know we're talking about the front of
We
the
are.
house, I assume, right, that can be seen from the main road?
Right.
Or how about the rest of the house? Do we have to
Well,
go
if we
to that
can't-
window, or
if
can
we
we
can-
use the replacement
If we
window?
can't see the window from a public view,
I think you can see pretty much all the windows in that
all the
house.
windows,
From the
Well,
water
the
goes.
sides.
The water,
And what
yeah.
about the back of the house? What's visible from the
From
back?
the water.
Water.
Water, you can
Water,
see
oh,
it.
then that's public way as well.
Yeah.
So you've got all 4 sides are considered.
We have replacement windows already from 2006.
and you're going to be replacing them?
Yes.
Yeah, well then, what I would do is, if they've been replaced and they're not in the original house, then I would replace them with windows that have been approved by the district, which would be the Pella window,
Okay.
which is the common window being used, and also the Anderson Woodwright window.
And is that an insert, Bill?
No. They're window, the units. Right.
So we can't do replacement windows at all, is that?
What?
We can't use replacement windows, is what you're saying?
Where we can see them, you can.
Right, and,
No.
oh,
Yeah, so-
we're asking specifically about the 2006 windows that were replaced. Some of them are actively leaking.
It was an addition added to the house in
But
2006.
They're visible from the waterway, and some are visible from the main road.
Then you would be using a complete window unit.
Okay. We were trying not to disturb the trim.
Yeah, I know.
The other, I just looked up notes from November, and the other window manufacturer we mentioned then was Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper is a window, they make a window in Stonington, Connecticut, is Cooper window. And then Heritage Window, which is in the Midwest, I think it's Ohio, very, very good. And also the one that I have been talking to have been the window, what's it, one I just mentioned in Vermont?
Green Mountain window?
Green Mountain window, yeah.
Do you know what Jeff is using?
I think the best price may be from,
Are they replacement windows or are they original? Oh,
Are Harvey windows out if they're not replacement
Right.
windows?
right,
Harvey doesn't just make replacement windows, they make, you
yeah,
know,
but they're
aluminum clad.
made out of PVC.
No, these are wood
No,
and
these are all
aluminum
wood.
clad.
Yeah, but you'd have to bring in a cut sheet on that because I believe that they don't match the proportions. They're very heavily made, from what I can see there. We'd have to see that. It's wood on the inside, and then it has a,
Yeah, it's solid wood with the aluminum clad on the outside.
yeah, we have allowed aluminum clad, yes. Aluminum clad and fiberglass clad, the Marvin Integrity window.
Marvin Elevate.
Elevate is what it's called now.
Yeah, Elevate.
And that's a good-
And I think Marvin Ultimate too, we proved that at the end of the point.
I
Marvin
don't,
Ultimate,
I,
the trainers, pretty sure they're.
I don't remember ever improving the ultimate because that's a very heavy window.
Yeah.
It's not a historical window.
And I think also that, you know, the most important windows are the ones that are right on the street. And we tend to be a little less fussy about windows that are further back, you know, maybe, you know, partially obscured. things like that. So it sounds like you're not going to do the same thing everywhere anyway. Because
Well,
you
we would
don't,
if we could, but it
Yeah.
sounds like we can't, so
Yeah.
we have to go to Plan B.
yeah,
The thing that gets me is I walk up and down the street and I see all these houses with aluminum stone windows, which I don't think are of the period. And they really
It's-
look ugly, I
Yeah.
think. You know, I think it spoils the whole look
Yeah.
of a historical home.
You're
So-
right, and if you do put these reproduction sash in the front of the house, in the main house, you're gonna be very happy with those windows. But I must say, the price of windows has gone so high, it's hard to believe. You know, what was it, someone was telling me, remember, a kid said, price of the Pella window was like $2,000 a window.
Yeah.
So look at the prices and,
Oh, we have estimates. and
because
borrow.
yeah.
$122,000 for windows. The Pella.
Yeah. I wasn't clear, I know there was some conversation about the number of panes, and we talked about how, you know, I think 12 over 12 was appropriate and what's there is not, but are we saying there's room for how many panes, or we're saying that if you're going to do this, it would, you know, we would like you to do, like, we weren't very
12 over 12 is
prescriptive.
fine too.
So what are they supposed to be? Can they replace what they have with what?
2 over 2?
Yep.
No, I think Bill said no on that, right? The 2 over 2
Right,
is not
right.
appropriate, yeah.
So they can do 6 over
Well-
6 or 12 over 12, or what's
Well,
our guidance
so-
around
Well,
that?
I would argue if those were the windows that were installed when the house was renovated all that time back, then that's the appropriate window for it. So the question is whether you want to revisionist historicism. That's the debate, right? When you go into this, the whole debate is it the history of it, or is it making history, reversing history? So
Do we have pictures of the house back then?
We might, I can look in the archive and see what we have. We do have a collection of photos of these homes.
I mean, that would be helpful to see what it was. My guess is it was a 2 over 2 back then.
I believe.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
There was a picture I did see.
yeah, so there's probably a picture.
This-
But on the other hand, the appropriate window would be either a 12 over 12 or 6 over 6.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I learned my lesson from Pete Baker, right? There are voices in my head when these kinds of things come up.
Okay. So what's the ruling then? We have to look for a 12 over 12, is that?
Well, so-
is that what-
6 over 6.
Or 6 over 6?
Yeah, I don't think that's quite the full story, because, I mean, as Timothy said, I mean, what, you have 2 over 2 windows there now, and so.
They look really nice. you
Yeah,
know.
and so even though they may, I mean, they almost surely weren't what was there when the house was built.
In
I mean, they have been
1780?
there for a
Yeah,
long
neither were
time.
those dormers.
And you're
Yeah.
talking about replacing them. So if you replace them with something that's similar to what's there, we'd have a tough time saying no to that.
Yeah. So maybe that helps influence your pricing.
It does, yeah. Plus, I think it looks better.
I'll try to dig up some pictures. And did you send us anything on the email? Is that where we got this from? Is it email
Yes,
to
it
the-
was just an email, yeah.
Okay, so we'll get your email and I can send you some scans of what we've got in the history.
Great, thank you very much.
Sure.
And welcome to the neighborhood.
So that was Sharon's house?
That was Sharon's house, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Was she on the
looking,
commission?
she was on the commission. I don't know if she was on the commission at the time.
Well, to your point, Deb, if the pictures that you see are like that in 2006, then they were replacing, you know, like for like, so to speak.
Right.
So, but
They
wow,
have that
37,
art?
37 windows, is that what
It's a
they
lot.
said?
36.
Gosh, at $2,000 each? Holy crap.
A lot of windows.
Pull up the
They're
picture
not-
here.
it's-
Okay.
You can get them for less than 2,000. That was a figure that was
That
thrown
was
out.
kids, yeah.
But a window, it would probably cost you about 1,500 for the Pella window, I think. But I haven't priced it,
Yeah.
or the Anderson.
Hmm.
It used to be 300.
Right.
Well, 20 years ago.
Okay.
Well, now with all the tariffs, who knows what they're gonna be? Another whole level of cost.
So I think I'll send them an email with maybe a list of window manufacturers
Yeah,
and also maybe invite them to come for a preliminary review with a more substantial plan. Because it's hard for us to.
I
I
think
think
some
it would-
photographs of the existing
we
conditions.
have to have
any-
more preliminary here
Right.
with this
Yeah,
one.
any pictures that you might be able to find would be helpful, and then probably an inspection of the house, right? You want to see whether it
Site-
looks
site
like the
visit, yeah.
actual original
Right.
from that period.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a huge investment for them, and so if we can help guide them, through the process, I think they'd probably really appreciate that.
Right. Okay. Next item, general business, monitors reports.
I don't have anything new. No one's calling me to tell me they're doing their projects, so I have to now reach out. 'Cause I know people are working on things, but
Yeah, so no one called me, but the work has started at the house next door, Eric Hill's house.
Oh, the
where
chimney?
Oh, the chimney.
So the chimneys are now gone.
wow.
Yep, the
So
scaffolding is very impressive.
Scaffolding
Holy camoli.
is there. And, yeah. That's,
What number is that?
is, I think it's 2002.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, it's 2002. I can look on my list.
Are they building them all the way down?
I don't think they're taking the brick all the way down, but they're doing a lot of interior work. They're putting in new fireboxes and everything above the roof will be new. No,
Yeah.
I'm actually
Yes.
not sure about exactly how far down they're taking it. Okay, any other monitors reports?
No.
Okay, topics not reasonably anticipated 48 hours in advance of the meeting. So I'm sorry to say that we received a letter from Beverly Shuk, and I'll read it. For the past 9 years, it has been my pleasure and privilege to serve on the Historical Commission. During that time, the commission has grown and changed along with the town, but the mandate remains the same: to preserve and protect the distinctive characteristics and settings of buildings and structures at Westport Point. And while that is often a daunting task, I leave confident in and grateful for the qualified and knowledgeable group of dedicated volunteers you are. My resignation from the commission shall be effective as of the date of this letter, which is April 7th, 2025. Respectfully, Beverly Shuk. So
Well,
I just want to say Beverly's been, as she says, a member of the commission for 9 years.
I know.
She's been an
So
ardent,
that's impressive.
ardent supporter of its mission and a valued member of the commission. And I think we're going to miss her.
We will sorely miss
Definitely.
her, for sure.
will. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's fabulous.
very,
well, we certainly will. I mean, she's been so vocal.
Vocal
and
and passionate.
You're right.
passionate about
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
point
Yeah.
and the history. Oh, I
So-
will miss her.
I know
And she's been here a long time, so she has a lot of perspective.
she does, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, okay, well, of course, we're always looking for new members. So if anybody has any ideas, it's great to have you, Tim.
Thank you.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, we should be recruiting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what we have 6 here. We have 6 members now, right?
Well, Kat, too, is she an alternate or is she?
Kat's an alternate,
Kat's an
and,
alternate. Katrina's an alternate.
right.
Yep.
So, so Katrina, would you like to join now as a full member? Because
Sure.
Okay. I think Kat is actually a full member. Oh no. It was,
She's
it was
an
just,
alternate.
It was at a meeting. You
Yep.
guys decided which one was going to be the
Right.
voting member.
Yep.
Okay.
And I stepped aside so that you could be full, but now that there's a spot, I'm happy to come back.
Great.
Okay. So let's just what?
Should we do a vote?
Yeah.
on that?
Let's do a vote on that. So do I hear a motion?
I move to install Katrina Strozik as a full member of the commission. I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
As a full member. Okay, anything else? Any other new business?
No.
So I just wanted to mention that the next meeting is not on the first Monday of the month, it's May 12th. And it is not here, it is in the town hall basement.
Ooh.
I understand, Brad.
Our
The
favorite, our
town-
favorite room.
The town basically just has two meeting rooms. It has the select board meeting room and it has this meeting room.
Mhm.
And those are both used. I think the playground commission has a meeting here the night of.
Maybe we could do it at the West Quarter.
I don't
Meetings have been
think
done at the
there's film
library,
there.
but it's- Yeah, or the Pawcatuck. Anyway,
Pawcatuck.
What was the date of that, Gary?
it's May 12th. Yeah, we agreed on this back in
while ago.
2024,
Yeah, yeah.
but probably don't
Okay.
remember. And it's town hall basement.
It's
Okay,
been so nice having this room.
it is very
It
nice,
is.
yeah, with all the cameras and everything.
And we used to have the equipment and everything in the basement, but it's all taken out because it wasn't used that
Yeah.
frequently.
Yeah.
Does that mean that the next meeting wouldn't be
Well, I
televised?
can come with one
Okay.
camera, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you.
Great, thanks.
Okay, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Do you want to second it?
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. We are adjourned. Thank you.